Hello students, one more problem from IE Erudo of the same chapter, and this is problem number 3.386. Again a very good question, a combination of motion in electric field and further motion in magnetic field. As you can see in the figure and also in the text part that a charged particle which is non-relativistic, that is you have to ignore the special theory of relativity in this question. That charged particle flies through the electric field of a cylindrical capacitor, right? And then gets into the uniform transverse magnetic field of intensity capital B. It is given in this question that in the capacitor, the particle is moving along the arc, and further when it enters into the magnetic field space, it follows a semicircle of radius small r, as shown in this figure. And if you look at the diagram very carefully, then the semicircle which the particle follows in that magnetic field space is actually the continuation of that dotted circle. We have shown a dotted circle. That dotted circle is the trajectory of particle in the cylindrical capacitor. And that solid semicircle is a trajectory of radius small r, which is in the magnetic field space shown inside the box. Right. So in this question, right? So in this question, these two lines which you are showing here, they are electrodes. So this one is the electrode, and this is also the electrode. These two are the electrodes of capacitor. Let's say the inner electrode is of radius small a, whereas the outer electrode is of radius small b. Right? We assume the particle to be a positively charged particle. We assume it is a positively charged particle. Now the first concept is inside a cylindrical capacitor. Notice that we have been given a cylindrical capacitor. So inside a cylindrical capacitor, we all know the electric field lines are radial. And if I assume that the outer electrode is positively charged and the inner electrode is negatively charged with a potential difference capital V, then the electric field lines must be radially inward lines. Electric field lines must be radially inward, and those electric field lines will exert a force on the charged particle Q moving on this circle. So the charged particle Q, which is moving along this dotted arc, there must be a force on that charged particle which should be radially inward, and that force is Q into E. So inside a cylinder, since the particle is moving on a circular arc, there must be a force towards the center of that arc, and also the force has to be equal to required centripetal force for particle to be moving on a circular trajectory. So inside cylinder, that small q is on a circular path. And according to Newton law, a particle can be on a circular path only if there is a force acting towards the center of the circle, and that force is also equal to mv square over r. So inside cylinder, charge q times electric field E has to be mv square over r. That's my first equation. Now when the same charge particle enters into the space of magnetic field, which is inside a box, that is the space of magnetic field. So when that charge particle enters into the space of magnetic field, it must experience a force of magnetic field now, which is given by QVB. Actually, it is QV cross B, but B is a transverse magnetic field, which is either into the plane or out of the plane. Transverse magnetic field means a magnetic field which is perpendicular to the velocity. So this QVB, which is the magnetic force, QVB is the magnetic force inside the magnetic field. So now inside space of magnetic field, inside the space of that B vector, which is the magnetic field vector, now the centripetal force will be provided by QVB, which is the force of magnetic field on that charged particle. And now it should be mv square over r. Notice that the term r is common in both equation, and the reason behind that is the particle continues on the same trajectory on which it was inside the cylinder. The trajectory on which the particle was inside the cylinder, the same trajectory continues in the magnetic field, and therefore the radius of both the trajectories is similar, identical. So from these two equations, you can say that electric field E equal to V into B. You can say that the electric field E equals to V into B. And therefore this speed V will be ratio of electric field to the magnetic field. Now the only target in this question is to find out what is the value of electric field. Now we are left with the calculation of electric field, right? In the cylindrical capacitor, just remember, inside the cylindrical capacitor, electric field is proportional to 1 over R. Inside the cylindrical capacitor, electric field proportional to 1 by R. So we can say that electric field is some constant over R. And further, using the relation between electric field and potential difference, you can write down that the potential difference dV is integral of that E dr from that A to B, and then this is dV. So by integrating this term, you can say that the given potential difference V, is that constant value into natural log B by A, which gives you the value of constant as V divided by ln of B by A. You get the value of constant as potential difference V divided by log B over A. And when you put this constant here, electric field is obtained. So I will write down V equal to electric field, which is a constant divided by the radius small r, and the value of constant is now calculated as capital V over ln B by A, that is the value of constant, and divided by small r. So this is my electric field value, and then we have capital B in the bottom. So this is B. So that is the answer for speed of the charge particle. That is the answer for speed of charge particle. Also, we have to find the specific charge Q by M. Once the speed is obtained, now you can use the fact. That a charged particle moving on a circle inside a magnetic field, okay, follows this relation, that R equals to mv over qb. So from here, Q over M, which is the specific charge Q by M, is nothing but V divided by B into small r. So V we have already calculated. You have to substitute the value of a V here, and once you substitute the value of a V, you will find out Q by M as capital V over R square B square, and then it is ln of B by A, and that's the value of specific charge in this question, right? Hope you will enjoy this question. Take care, stay at home, bye bye.